Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, here we go again. Sean Hannity. Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, here we go. Mr. Sean Hannity himself. Smear merchant himself. I mean, look, the difference between Sean Hannity, there's a stark difference between Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. Okay, I met Tucker Carlson a couple of times in front of Fox News. I met Tucker at the Jill Stein town hall. Fox News actually opened up the floor for Jill Stein's town hall, and there was a reason for it. It's because they figured they can get more people to vote for Jill Stein. It's gonna siphon off votes on the Democratic Party, which it could go either way. Because a lot of people don't care about parties, and again, if you want to win the independent base, if you he who can get out the independent base the most, of course you got to get out your base. Republicans got to get their base out. Democrats can get their base out. But if you don't reach out to the independent base and you don't get some of them to come on your side, you're going to lose. And Trump was successful in that. Why? Because the Democratic Party made it easy for Trump to do that by rigging their election, by cheating. The only person that could have really won that race and Hillary Clinton been such a butthead to not do what Bernie Sanders told her to do, to put Tim Kaine as a VP. I mean, it's just so many stupid things she did, but it's everybody else's fault. What happened? You picked Tim Kaine, fool. What happened? You didn't listen to nothing Bernie Sanders was trying. You didn't understand the reason he was trying to change that platform is so you can have something to run on for that people will come out and vote for you on. You can't just say, "Hey, it's me, Hillary Clinton, and it's me. Come vote for me over Donald Trump." That wasn't gonna work in this election. Not after all this whatever they call it, foolery that you did to try to get the nomination. I'm winning. No. Your butt, you is your fault. What happened? You just suck. You suck. You didn't do much with Bill Clinton in that area, but you suck. And here we got Sean Hannity, propagandist for the Republican Party, word smear. I want you to listen to the wording he's giving the Democratic Party. I want you to listen to this foolishness. Now, in this interview, he does say some things right. And this is why I eat the bones, what they call it, eat the meat and spit out the bones when it comes to him, when it comes to Tucker Carlson, when it comes to some people in the Democratic Party, when it comes to some people in the Republican Party. But it ain't enough for me to feed my cell phone for a lifetime. And here is Sean Hannity.
Welcome to Hannity. Tonight marks the end of yet a major week of accomplishments for the president and the Trump administration. 2 historic new trade deals, a record-setting economy, major progress on the border wall, safety, security, and prosperity for all Americans. Nobody can dispute any of this. None of it matters to today's radicalized Democratic Socialist.
All right, we got the same crappy bill that Bill Clinton that Obama wanted to push. They just added a little more, but it's a trash bill. It's not going to do nothing for our economy. It's going to make it easier for them to do outsourcing and then punish you for not outsourcing and punishing you if you don't get any profit. And just a horrible bill. And then he gonna admit to naming it after the YMCA song. On video, talking about I wanted to make it easy. It's kind of like the YMCA song, YMCAA. I named it to the MCAA. Shout out to my boy MCMU, my man Mikasa Sukasa Network, my homeboy Nico House. Nico, he trying to name the bill after your show, man. What's up with that? The MCSU Network. But nevertheless, Tucker Carlson is, he's still a white supremacist, and he's still, but and that's the thing I tell people. I mean, you got people that got trashy white supremacist philosophy. You got people got trashy black supremacy policy. There's no such thing as black supremacy. No, I wouldn't say that black supremacy reign over the world like white supremacy, but you got some people who got a hardcore black only, blacks need to take over and run the world for a while mindset and brutalize, number one, the white supremacists who put us through hell and high water. I can get that. I can understand that. Eye for an eye, tooth is for a tooth. But no, you got some people people got all kind of sick kind of minds. Don't you dare put an entire race under that card. I don't put white people under the white supremacy card. Don't put black people under. But you do have people, persons, that overly highly think that they're superior over the other person. That's what you call white supremacy. You got some black people think they superior over white people. That's what the whole ISIS papers is all about. Anyway, let me go through this.
Party. Today, the president summed it up perfectly during an event.
Now, listen to what he called the Democratic Party. Let me go back.
In prosperity for all Americans, nobody can dispute any of this.
I do.
None of it matters to today's radicalized Democratic Socialist Party. Today,
you hear it? This is the term that they're going to try to use throughout the election. Radicalized Democratic Left Socialist Party, and he has Nancy Pelosi up there. Fool, if you buy that Nancy Pelosi is a radicalized Democratic Socialist, you done bump your head, Hannity. If anything, Nancy Pelosi is a radicalized, lightweight Republican corporate capitalist party member. You know that's what you're part of. You know the RNC is predominantly a white capitalist, radical white capitalist party, right? You do know that, Sean Hannity. And the Democrats is trying to be just like you, predominantly white. We'll let a few Negroes in here, couple of Latinos. You know, I'm trying to listen to my boy Marco. Sometimes Marco, I'm listening. Sometimes just ain't, bro. It's just Latino. We'll let a couple of y'all in there, just like the Republicans do. Republicans got some blacks. Republicans got some Latinos. Well, Democrats are going to try to get some blacks and Latinos in there too. But you ain't no different from them, man. Nancy Pelosi is you. The only thing y'all jocking for is positions on who get to control the country. And sad to say, we the people need to let y'all know none of y'all controlling this. That's why we need to give these guys 2 years instead of 4 years. We need to start booting these people out. We need ranked choice voting, and we need to go back to paper ballots. But let's keep going.
The president summed it up perfectly during an event with college football's national championship, LSU. Take a look.
Just told the
I don't like LSU, man. You know, I mean, it's a good thing President got sports figures coming to the White House, and it's a good thing that he give them the presidential treatment. You should do anybody like that who comes to visit you, especially travel cross country to come visit you. You should give them the best of the best. So why is Sean Hannity trying to make it seem like this is how beautiful our noble president is? And some of you probably the same way. Look at the beauty of our president. It's like, you know, Brian Williams, look at the beauties of the bombs.
Which we don't normally do this, but I'm doing it for this team. Anybody would like to come with me to the Oval Office? We'll take pictures in the Oval. It's a special place. We'll take pictures behind the Resolute desk. It's been there a long time. A lot of presidents, some good, some not so good. But you got a good one now, even though they're trying to impeach the son of a bitch. Can you believe that?
Oh, you got a good one now. None of y'all ain't been good. We haven't had a good president in a long time. I mean, the thing about Trump is a showmanship, and he'll try to placate to his base and placate to his party, and even some fabrics of America, how much a good president he is. I'm tough, and I'm trying to get you what you want, but if you look deep down in the surface, it's nothing like that. Obama was the opposite. He was the pretty one to make you think, Look, I'm really doing these things. Look at the things I did, but behind that, some horrible stuff. But by the way, Trump, ain't no trying to impeach. You've been impeached, dude. You are impeached like you dropped off from the trees of Georgia and went in and somebody made peach juice out of you. You're impeached. It's in the history book. It's in the record. Now, will they remove you out of office? That depends. Now, I got a problem on how they're going about doing that because it's not fair. And I'm always about fairness. But to me, the best way to beat this man is at the ballot box. And you better be crafty on how you're going to do it, or you're going to get him for another 4 years. And those 4 years, if he win the Senate, it's going to be scorched earth. You guys got to watch yourself.
Democrats know the president will be vindicated at the end of the Senate's trial. They don't care. They are more interested in finding an outlet for their psychotic anti-Trump rage, try and bloody the president up so it hurts him running in 2020. On Wednesday, Nancy Pelosi.
Now, Sean Hannity, you can't say nothing about that. I like the title they had, how the Democrats went from hope and change to hate and rage. It's true. It is true. Now, far as Sean Hannity goes, you did the same thing with Barack Obama. You and the Democratic Party, you and the Republican Party was staunch on not doing anything for Barack Obama. You're not going to give him any kind of wins because that means this so-called black man will be one of the greatest presidents ever. And on the surface, it appears he is. One of the greatest presidents ever, got us out of a horrible economy. But he wasn't bold enough to really stick it to the people who brought us in this brink of economy. He just gave them the car back to drive instead of penalizing them. So like I said, there's a lot of things. On the surface, Obama looked like he's coolest, the greatest president in the world in a long time. But yet in the service, you'll find out he was just as horrible. I mean, under the surface, you'll find out he was just as horrible. But here we got Sean Hannity trying to talk this talk. You know, whatever the Democrats is doing to Trump, you guys did it, and you were on record talking about Obama like a dog. So stop with this mess. But he's getting ready to get into some truth about Nancy Pelosi, because this whole thing with Nancy Pelosi holding the articles until she got what she wanted, she pretty much tried to do a quid pro quo. It's like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, he was not going to let go of the nomination until I could get that platform done. Now, that take guts, galls, and balls. Look, I got some political capital. If you want me to endorse you, if you want me to give up this race, then we need to change this platform. Because it ain't about you. It's about America. So this platform you got right now actually is trash. This is why we're losing. This is why you will lose over 1,000 seats. This is why you're going to lose the House, and this is why you're going to lose the Senate. This is going to, I mean, we got to stop this mess, because it's just not going to work out for you, you know. And the guys understand I am on my cell phone, so I'm it's the weekend, so I'm out partying. But even when you're out there doing a little partying, you gotta get the news sometimes, you know. So and I ain't gonna tell you where I'm at right now. But you might hear the flush of victory a little bit later on. But in the meantime, well, let's continue listening to Sean Hannity.
All smiles. There she is, literally signing off on her BS partisan impeachment articles, handing out commemorative gold pens with her autograph on them, and taking, well, pictures with anybody who wanted them. It was her.
Now, this is true. I'm with Sean Hannity on that. That was trash. That was theater. That was just horrible. Trying to savor this as an historic moment and try to get her imprint as Speaker of the House, I guess first Speaker of the House, female, taking it to the male president who's a sexist. That's what we got right here. She got pens with her name on it. Now, I wonder how much those pens going to cost to get money to go to the Democratic Party and donations. I just wonder. I wonder. Nancy Pelosi is trash. She's an opportunist. They've been playing on getting rid of Trump and trying to look for a way to get rid of Trump for a long time, just like they've been trying to do that. What Republicans was doing that with Obama. Republicans was doing that with Bill Clinton. Ever since Reagan Carter, ever since Bill Clinton became president, it's been a lot of one-sidedness going on. It's been a lot of tribalism. It's been a lot of gangism in these parties, and this stuff got to stop. And my way of saying that, my way of stopping this is saying I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not in your party, and I'm gonna speak against both of y'all. That's my way of doing it. I don't know your way of doing it, but me joining them is not my way of doing it. Me getting up here caping for one side or the other is not my way of doing it. But he's right. He's right about this Nancy Pelosi. Narcissist Nancy is what I call him. Trump, you ain't the only one who could come up with names, Doc. I already call you Dumb Donald, but from Fat Albert, you know that character from Dumb Donald. Fat Albert, go check it out. YouTube it, Google it.
Crowning and only achievement, basically, as House Speaker. That very same day, Democrats tried to derail the Senate impeachment trial with a last-minute smear campaign disguised as important new evidence. The exact same tactic they used, remember, against Brett Kavanaugh. Did the same thing. Now, by the way, the new evidence said that Joe and Hunter were innocent and that the prosecutor that was investigating zero-experience Hunter was corrupt. Oh, that's the new evidence? Oh, great. Glad they determined all of that right before their very eyes. And that night,
Hunter Biden been corrupt. He's a cokehead, son of a politician that got to feed his habit. Cokehead, coke snorting, probably shoot it up if he can, whoremongering man. And Joe don't know what to do with him. He need to do an intervention, get this brother some help. And try to get him to get clean up his act and get back with his wife and kids. But no, Joe Biden just let it go on. I mean, this is your son, man. And you gonna go give him a job where he can snort up more cocaine and don't have to go with the rules of the law here, but rules of the law in Ukraine, and snort up cocaine and whore even more? You give him the keys to his own death. And you won't even... Anyway, let me stop.
The left anointed a brand new savior. This is Michael Avenatti 2.0, a man out on bail charged with felony campaign finance fraud and hiding, get this, you can't make it up, $1 million payment from the country of Russia. Like I said, Avenatti 2.0, 254 appearances for Avenatti in 1 year. Just like their love affair with the currently imprisoned attorney, Democrats and the mob are willing to overlook massive credibility issues. Run with it, because that guy, yes, who's being charged with serious crimes, Lev Parnas, feeds into their anti-Trump hysteria.
Shout out to one of my coworkers, Dwayne. Dwayne is a smart brother, but shout outs to him. Dwayne thought that Michael Avenatti would be the one that the Democratic would push to the presidency, and I'm like, nah, Doc, I don't agree with you on that. I mean, we boys and everything, but that ain't happening. But look, like I said, everybody got their choice of who they believe should be in the White House, and they have their reasons why they be in the White House. And, and you just look at it and analyze it and try to see it from their point of view and see where it go. But I did try to see it through his eyes and shoes, and I'm like, and this dude smell like a snake. Ain't no way. I mean, if that's what we do in America, putting snakes in the office, yeah, because that's what we do in America. But nah, this dude ain't gonna make it, man. I don't know why, but he ain't gonna make it. I told him, I said the bottom line, the people that's gonna get pushed, of course, Bernie gonna run, his chances gonna be increased, but they're gonna try to find some way to water it down. And the moment Joe Biden got in the race, I knew that they were gonna start rigging this thing against Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie Sanders got a own up to his own reasons why he don't have the momentum that he had back in 2016. And sometimes you can't get that momentum back. He's doing good, but you can't get the momentum back, man. That big old Mo is something. Either you're going to get one that eclipse it, or you're going to get one that's going to fall short of your original momentum. He had mad momentum in 2016, but he decided to, be respectful when it comes to debating, not calling my opponent out. Nobody want to hear about your damn emails, and I'm like, rubbing my hands. I want to hear about the emails. I want to hear about it. Shut up, Bernie. I want to hear about the emails. And then him turn his back on his supporters who was waiting to go to war politically for a real revolution. Him throwing in the towel and giving himself up to the Hillary Clinton camp, the same people who tried to assassinate him politically. And anyway, I don't know how I got on that.
People who are lying to you then are lying to you now. Same cast of characters.
So
now, we'll break this down in detail coming up. And, of course, we're just beginning to scratch the surface of this week's jam-packed news cycle. And yet somehow, fake news CNN, they found time to spend an entire day whining about Republican Senator.
Fake news CNN, fake news Fox 2. Both of you guys are fake news. Both are propagandists. You're no different from the other Sean Hannity. No different. So you can take that fake news mess, turn it sideways, and stick it up your behind, because you are fake news too. You, Fox, CNBC, MSNBC, US BBC, DDDV, whatever, all y'all are paid liars. You're paid to say whatever your sponsors tell you to say. You don't even have enough journalistic guts to go off the grain. I do give Tucker Carlson, maybe that's the character they have for Tucker Carlson, the guy who will occasionally go off the grain. I'm surprised he still got his job at Fox. And I'm surprised they ain't Megyn Kelly his behind. Megyn Kelly gonna come back. She's gonna probably come back with her own show on YouTube. But this is, come on, Sean. Come on.
Martha McSally, how dare she call one of their reporters a liberal hack when they are liberal hacks? One idiot called it a chilling attack. Mob and the media, they're so sensitive. Your Democratic allies truly live in this alternative reality. But buckle up, because, well, if they get their way, well, in the coming days, it will only get worse. In the days and weeks ahead, they want to drag this country through the mud, and now the president has the chance to fight back. Finally, he has now assembled the legal team to represent his case in the Senate, including White House counsel Pat Cipollone, along with the president's personal attorney, that would be Jay Sekulow, former independent counsel.
All right, let me start with Jay Sekulow. I got to tell you something. Jay Sekulow is a good attorney. Usually you're Sekulow, you're a good attorney. Jay Sekulow is a good attorney. Jay Sekulow represents a lot of people in the area of Virginia where I'm from. And Jay Sekulow has been part of the legal team for the Christian right for a while, the conservative right. But the way I see Jay Sekulow, it's not about him representing conservative rights. Jay Sekulow is all about Christian rights. And I guess Trump knows that. And I guess he believed Jay can get him out of some situations. But the point is, Trump, you impeached. And I think you should be impeached on real charges of emolument clause and you abuse of power when it comes to, the Muslim ban and especially when it comes to giving aid to Puerto Rico, and then not doing whatever you can to help the people of Haiti when the Clintons had really done wrong to them, and you promised that you were going to do this to the Haiti people, and that's the reason why you got a lot of black votes, because a lot of black immigrants went and voted for you. But me, personally, had a chance to meet Jay a couple of times, and Jay's a pretty cool guy. I don't know him personally. I don't hang around him, but from my experience, pretty guy, very intelligent. So Trump he got an intelligent team, and he ain't going out with a fight. Let's see what else he got.
Starr, who conducted the investigation that led to the impeachment of former President Bill Clinton. Starr is joined by...
Wow, so he got Ken Starr, the one that pushed the investigation into Bill Clinton. And Ken Starr was not successful at all until Bill Clinton lied under oath. Bill Clinton messed him up in that situation, and they finally fired him. They finally impeached him for being a liar. A liar about getting some brain, as we call it in the street. He lied about getting some brain. Trump got some charges for abuse of power, obstruction of Congress. That's not justice, obstruction of Congress. Some of y'all need to be instructed because some of you guys are full of crap. And he got in trouble for investigating a political opponent who happened to be Joe Biden's son. How I'm investigating a political opponent? It's not Joe Biden, but if Joe Biden got Hunter a job, if Joe Biden's on record saying that I held money back until I can get that prosecutor fired, a quid pro quo, I would be wrong not to investigate it. Or you shouldn't investigate it because it's a conflict of interest. It's against the guy who's running against you. One person that's running for me. There's 24 other people running against me. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with him. He done wrong. I don't care. If all of them done wrong, I need to investigate all of them. Heck, he need to investigate himself, but he ain't gonna do that. That's y'all job to do. And y'all doing it with this trial, and you got Ken Starr that's going to be on that team. Let's see who else.
Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi and two other experienced lawyers. We know about Robert Ray and Jane Raskin. Harvard Law professor Alan Dershowitz will also play a vital role leading the constitutional oral.
Alan Dershowitz, Lord Jesus. Alan Dershowitz is really going to irk the nerves of the Democratic Party. Ken Starr is going to irk the nerves of the Democratic Party. I don't like this because this is going to be a good back and forth impeachment hearing. Because you got hacks on both sides. And then you got the House of Representatives trying to find some way to control a Senate impeachment trial, which they need to be kicked out. Here's Nancy Pelosi hiring on a team people who hate Trump to try to be a part of this so-called watchdog unit into this Senate trial. It shouldn't be no watchdog unit. You impeached the man. Congratulations. We'll take it from there. It's not your job, Nancy. It's not your job. It's not their job. You did your job. You were successful impeaching the man. It's up to us to determine whether he get removed out. If we decide not to remove him, you just got to sit there and get mad. If we decide to remove him, you can get happy all you want, but you just made things worse when it comes to anybody else get elected. But Alan Dershowitz.
Arguments against impeachment. The president's legal team will easily destroy the Democrats' two bogus articles of impeachment because this entire impeachment charade is nothing but a political smear campaign. Democrats, well, they're going to try and drag the trial on for as long as humanly possible. They want to slow walk this sham shift show.
And he is right. They're going to want to drag this out because Bernie Sanders is a threat. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Bernie Sanders is an existential threat to both the Republican and Democratic norm. And right now he's trending. We need Joe Biden to go up. Even the Republicans need Joe Biden to go up because he have rapport with Republican leaders. Not Republican voters, but Republican leaders. So we need to get his name up. We really don't care about Warren. Now she did what we asked her to do. We'll throw her right under the bus that she threw Bernie Sanders under. So we don't care about her, and she's going to find this out soon. And then she's going to be left like two pieces of wet bread. You can't do nothing with them. But maybe slap her in the face with it. But the bottom line is this is done. She's over with. And with them being at the trial, the only person going to be able to go out and campaign is Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden. And this is the Democratic Party way of letting Joe Biden have his way on the campaign trail to get his numbers up. And Bernie Sanders this thing need to be nipped in the bud. So not only is the Democratic Party going to drag this out, the Republican Party is probably going to drag this out too, because at the end of the day, they make the decision whether Trump get exonerated or not. They make, because they're in the lead. So they can drag it out. So if they can keep Bernie Sanders from trending and growing in popularity, if they can actually take away his momentum by him sitting in a long court trial, then it's going to be successful. So he's right on this particular situation. And I hate that, but he is.
And build the intensity and insanity so they'll have a major crescendo conspiratorial drama. So they're going to try to enter into evidence, well, new things. They're going to try and demand that new witnesses testify. They're going to try and demand that new investigations based on new evidence magically turns up at the last second be introduced from the guy that is indicted.
They can do that all they want. The trial is already going forth, and this new evidence need to be redone in a second impeachment trial, not this one. And see, when new evidence arises after you got exonerated in the court case or after you've been indicted, sometimes they'll let the new evidence in. But it still there has to be a separate indictment to get this new evidence in the hearing. Now, look, if they would have went on the articles of emolument clause, nepotism and favoritism, they could remove him. They have the legal means to remove him, but because they are guilty too, because their hands are in the cookie jar too, it's going to be very hard for them to get him, because Trump will be able to pull up a list of the things that Nancy Pelosi has done for her son and half of Congress has done for their son. It's no different from me hiring my kids. It's no different from Joe Biden getting his son a job in Ukraine where he's getting paid $50,000 a month to do nothing but twiddle his thumbs and show up once a quarter. In the meantime, coax away and sluts away. Coax away is, and slut are us is his home. They need to come up with some new impeachment, some proper impeachment, but they're not, because they're guilty of the same thing. They're guilty of profiting while they're in office, and they're guilty of getting favors done for their children. And I can go on and on. Let's keep on.
You're going to do anything and everything to derail the president's forthcoming acquittal. But their Achilles heel is none other than this guy. The real quid pro quo guy, quid pro quo Joe. And of course, his son, zero experience Hunter Biden, who made millions and millions and millions from a corrupt Ukrainian oil and gas company, all while his father was spearheading the Obama administration's policy on Ukraine. Vice President Biden even leveraged $1 billion of your tax dollars in order to get a Ukrainian prosecutor fired. Son of a B, he did. Why did he want the prosecutor fired? He was investigating his zero experience son. What company would ever pay somebody millions if they have zero experience? None. Any of you ever get that deal?
You got to
now,
deal with
that is the very real corruption, the very core of this impeachment charade. Democrats, you want to draw this out, go down this road. Well, now it becomes a very dangerous game. And the Senate is now officially the new shift sham show. And by the way, just like the Russia collusion hoax and the Kavanaugh smear and every other con job from the radical left, the Trump-hating left, we know how this story will end. Complete vindication